Hey guys, actually this message is specifically for Special Prosecutor Todd Flood. Todd Flood, I've called your phone number, but your voicemail is full and I can't, it seems to just kind of go right to voicemail. So I've attached a link to this live stream and I want to talk about that. It just dawned on me yesterday. The link that I've attached to this video is a document on the Racer Superfund site, and this is that Racer Superfund site that I've been screaming about. It's still that video that I have pinned to this page. You guys, if you could share this video out, because I'm really hoping that this message will get to the Special Prosecutor Todd Flood. I spoke to him the day of the hearing for Nick Lyons in Flint, Michigan, as we were leaving the court case. When it finished, we were heading out of the courtroom and he was leaving in a hurry, so I was following him and I was telling him, you guys got to look into this Racer Superfund site. You have to look into this Racer Superfund site, because until you do, no justice is going to be given in terms of the bigger picture. Now, there's been some articles out saying that there's been certain results that were in the water that weren't being disclosed, that they knew about certain chemicals and components that were in the water in the switch that they were not addressing, things that they knew were in the Flint River. And okay, so there's a concern that I have with this Racer Superfund site in this document. This is the concern that I have. When they approved for this Racer Superfund site to be dumped into the sanitary sewage lines in Flint, Michigan, this was not a time that they were testing the water, because this was before the Flint water crisis. So there's not probably going to be any tests on a lot of the chemicals that are listed in this file that I've attached to this live stream. Because why? Because there wasn't an outbreak yet of the Flint water crisis that they had known about, at least, or well, in the very least, but that they didn't at least disclose, I should say. They didn't disclose it to the public. So this is the problem I have, is because when they approved for these toxic chemicals to be dumped into the Flint River, they were going through the sanitary sewage lines, and we all know that there were many line breaks, right? Many main breaks. And so what happens is, let me see if I can't prop this up. What happens is that when you got the sanitary sewage lines and you got the water lines, and so when the lines break, there's that cross-contamination where all of those deadly toxic chemicals are passing through those sanitary sewage lines, and they're mixed, contaminating with the water lines because of those line breaks. So at the time of the poisoning, the direct poisoning, where those chemicals were being leached into the lines straight out of the faucets of the people's homes, into their cups and into their bodies, there is likely not going to be any recorded results of this, because there weren't tests for that, because this wasn't something that they ever considered. So those chemicals, it's possible that they were only going through to the pipes, into the homes, into the bodies of the people, and onto the bodies of the people, and breathed in through the hot water when the showers are running, was when those breaks happened. Not to mention, though, this is a two-part deal. Not to mention the fact that this was all entered into the Flint River. So you have two components. Not only was it directly entered into their water source through the cross-contamination when those lines broke, but it was also put into the Flint River, which they can't filter this stuff out. So all of these chemicals are being dumped into the river. So they knew about it. So then they decided to use the Flint River as a water source. They've got hundreds of deadly toxic chemicals into the Flint River, and on top of it, it's going directly into their sewage line, into their pipes, into their homes. That's non-filtered. That is straight poison. I'm telling you guys, straight poison, you guys. Okay? So Todd Flood, you have to understand that there's not necessarily going to be a result. This is the proof, is this document, the fact that they approved it. We know that there were line breaks. We know that this happened. This cross-contamination was inevitable. It happened. On top of it being leached into the Flint River. That is a huge point. So if you guys are looking for results on certain chemicals that were in the water at that time, you might not find it, because I don't know how often those line breaks happened. A lot, but so those are things that happened when those breaks happened. So there might not be results on that, but this document right here is the proof. It is the proof. And I hope that you guys understand what I'm saying to you guys right now. So this is for Todd Flood. If you guys can all help me share this message out. I've been trying to call him, and I can't even leave a voicemail for him because his message is full, or his voicemail is full. So it's very important, though, that he hears this. At least I make an effort to try and get this message to him somehow. I do know that they see these videos because when I met a lot of them in the courtroom that day, they were not surprised by me or who I was. It seemed like they knew who I was and they've heard my message before. So I'm hoping that this is one of those messages that Todd Flood and that the prosecutors for, you know, this Flint water crisis will hear this message and consider this document that I have attached to this live stream, because this is the proof that has been overlooked, is the fact that they knew exactly what they were putting into the river. And not only that, but they were getting a double dose of poison, not just through the river, but also through their pipes directly, unfiltered, into their water source, straight into their bodies. Okay, so thank you guys. Please share this video out, and that is it. God bless you.